commonly asked question is, what is the difference between a QT mini facelift and a more traditional full facelift? Well, the differences are very similar and many. First off, with a QT mini facelift, less incisions, about a third of the incisions involved with a full facelift. Secondly, less bruising, less recovery time, and just less surgical manipulation of the tissues. Now, that is where the differences end. The similarities, which are a lot of the great things about both those procedures, are that we both tighten the face, the jawline, and the neckline, but also we tighten the muscle layer underneath the skin. This is something fairly unique to the QT mini facelift that we've incorporated from our techniques in using full facelifting. The area of the muscle that we talk about is called the SMAS, or the SMAS. It is a strong muscular layer located underneath the skin. So once we lift the skin, we tighten that muscle layer. And that is really what builds in the contours into the jawline, tightens this area, tightens the neckline across the entire face. Before mini lifts really came into vogue, these were done with what's called skin lifts, where the skin was just lifted up, brought back, and sewed into place. This worked very effectively. The drawback to this is that it didn't lasted a couple of months. Now that we incorporate the techniques we pulled over from traditional facelifting, we get the longevity out of a mini lift that we've seen with traditional facelifting for years. So those are really the similarities between the two and some of the differences. The biggest thing I hear about patients is, well, who's a candidate for a mini lift versus a full facelift? And that is really something that is decided upon in a consultation. Everyone's technically a candidate for it, but it depends on your expectations and how your facial structures are built. In general, the neck is one of the big deciding factors whether to do a QT mini facelift or a full facelift. If someone has a very heavy neck, we will discuss this in a consultation and say you may be better served with a full facelift. That having been said, the recovery times of modern full facelifting are not what they used to be. People hear these stories about their friends having facelifts and having to hide in the house for a month at a time. Those days, I assure you, are over. The present recovery times that I usually tell people for a full facelift is approximately anywhere from 12 to 14 days, whereas a mini lift can be range anywhere from about 3 to 5 days up to about a week. So you see, the recovery times are not exorbitantly different between the two, because the techniques are fairly similar. One just really addresses the neck a lot more, and this is a decision really made in your personal consultation with us.